Welcome to Outrage and Optimism. I'm Tom Rivett-Carnac.
I'm Christiana Figueres.
And I'm Paul Dickinson.
For many people around the world, Easter is a spiritual time. And after a year of lockdown that still persists in many places and the continuing issues around climate, security and public health, we all probably need some time for reflection, a pause.
I hope our listeners will take time to fuel your souls. The mind needs a rest. You know, music plays such an important part in telling the story of each generation. And we created this podcast to make more people both aware, but also committed to climate action. This is what can and must define our generation. So let me sing. Yesterday is history, and tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why it's called the present.
Well, Paul, thanks very much for those heroic efforts. I'm so glad we have other musicians on the show, that we don't necessarily have to rely exclusively on your beautiful musical talent.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I look forward to that.
Now, from my part, I just love how the music artists that we've talked to and listened to have enriched our soul and our show by touching the lives of our audiences. Truly, I have gotten so much good feedback on the music part of our show. And it is time to honor those artists because, you know, they appear one by one on each episode of Outrage and Optimism. And so to honor them all, we're bringing them back, all of them together in 2 amazing volumes on this podcast. So wherever you are in the world, we are united, all of us stubborn optimists from all walks of life, in this celebration of music that fuels the stories of change and what is possible.
So we've called this double volume the Stubborn Optimist Playlist. Throughout Volume 1, you'll hear from artists such as Massive Attack, AJR, and many more. And on Volume 2, there's even more. It's an extended listening episode, continuing on from the first volume, just music for you to enjoy. You can follow along in the show notes with each playlist where Clay has time-stamped for us when each song begins, as well as included links to all of the artists' social media accounts so you can follow, connect, and discover more of their music.
We'll be back next week with our regular interview format featuring the brilliant aviation entrepreneur and pilot of the first solar-powered aircraft to circumvent the world, Bertrand Piccard.
Okay. Enough about our podcast and our interviewees, and enough from us. We actually just hope that you enjoy the podcast as much as we love creating it, because in case you haven't noticed, we actually love it and we have a lot of fun. And sometimes we go into deep pain. So we go through the whole gamut of feelings, from outrage all the way to optimism and back. But for today, we start with Volume 1 with Ellie Goulding, who was the first artist we ever featured on this podcast. And you will remember, Tom and Paul, what an impression she made on us, how she moved us so deeply with her views on the power of music in a crisis. And with that, let me hand you over to the one and only Ellie Goulding.
Everyone loves music. Every music connects to everyone individually in some way or another, and it connects people with things. So I love the way that people can relate to what I sing about. And when I write lyrics and I get tweets and various letters and messages from people saying that my songs have helped them through things, it means so much to me. And I think it just goes to show that people connect with music, with sound, with film, and with stories. And stories is a huge part of what I do. I tell stories about my childhood, about my relationships, about where I've been in the world. And I'm lucky enough to have traveled the world, and I think that's helped me a lot to see the bigger picture. I think this is such an unprecedented thing for us all to go through as human beings. that it might require some kind of access to some other world, and maybe being a bit more open to the truth.
I'm about to get upset from watching my TV, checking out the news until my eyeballs fail to see. I mean to say that every day is just another rotten mess. When's it gonna change, my friend, is anybody's guess. So I'm watching and I'm waiting, hoping for the best. Think I'll even go to praying every time I hear him saying that there's no way to delay that trouble coming every day. No way to delay that trouble coming every day. Wednesday, watch the riots and the busies on the street. I watch them throwing rocks and stuff and choking in the heat. I listen to reports about the whiskey passing round, seeing the smoke and fire and the market burning down. Watch while everybody in the street would take a turn to stomp and smash and crash and bash and slash and bust and burn. And I'm watching and I'm waiting, hoping for the best. Think I'll even go to praying every time I hear him saying that there's no way to delay that trouble coming every day. There's no way to delay that trouble coming every day. Well, you could cool it, you can heat it, cause baby I don't need it. Take your TV tube and eat it. All that phony stuff on sports, you know I watched that rotten box until my head began to hurt from checking out the way that they don't dig up the right dirt. And they're selling out the people, unfair that they assert that they're totally transparent, not complicit and absurd, with their pantomime neutrality distorting every word. And they're rising on the right cause they're appealing to the side of a man to blame the poorest because he's unsatisfied with what the neoliberal program has left him for life, because the architects of policy have sold them a soundbite. No society, just family, so as long as I'm alright. So I'm watching and I'm waiting, I'm hoping for the best. Think I'll go to praying every time I hear him saying that there's no way to delay that trouble coming every day. No way to delay that trouble coming every day. And they're rebelling our extinction, they're making such a jam. They're stopping cars in London just to stick it to the man. Cause we gotta go cold turkey, gotta give up all that gas. Addicted to the fossil fuels, but they ain't gonna last. And the scene is getting hotter, like the scientists foretell. And them cats up in the boardroom should be going straight to hell. The corporate institutions, the whole bloody cartel. Except the Holy Church of England has still got them shares in Shell. And they're cutting all the funding, cause they're stripping back the state. Privatised policing, advertising hate. And they're selling us a ticket to something that don't exist. And their cup that overflows is just filled up with hypocrites. So I'm watching and I'm waiting, I'm hoping for the best. Think I'll even go to praying every time I hear him saying that there's no way to delay that trouble coming every day. No way to delay that trouble coming every day. No way to delay that trouble coming every day. No way to delay that trouble coming every day.
Aren't we humans the best? Some bring light and some bring darkness. Oh yes. Aren't we humans the best? I mean there's no border we can protect. I would walk an unknown distance till I lose our connections. Just start from scratch. Cause I sometimes doubt, like you sometimes doubt, that one could change anything, but one could change everything. As I enter the DARK, enter the DARK, I pay my dues at the entry, oh I pay my dues at the entry. As I enter the DARK, enter the DARK, I pay my dues at the entry, oh I pay my dues at the entry. Aren't we humans the best? We got these lovely pills for our happiness. Aren't we humans the best? We build the best of weapons and sell them off to kids. So tell me what's the purpose for our sweet existence?
could have done more. Yo, I remember you were chilling in my living room. Green hair, brown skin, just a skinny you. Well, I was 13, but you felt older. Eyes move like the ocean's icy blue. You ate my mum's meal like prison food. Starving, isolated, little bruised. Didn't know that the cuts run so much deeper. It was just foundation on your wounds. And then I saw your face on the news. It was a rape case, now it wasn't true. Tell me that it wasn't true, I'm falling for you. But you ran out the house to put on my shoes. I called out, come back, but you didn't. Couldn't catch up, I felt like a villain. Since then I've been wondering how you're living. Still just wanna find you, that's the mission. You're beautiful, I let you down. Turn around, turn around. I hope that you can hear me now. You were lost, the one you found. Beautiful, I let you down. You turn around, turn around. I hope that you can hear me now. You were lost, you don't know how you got here. Just days in the trap where you're lying on your back, just waiting for a slap, but you're not scared. Thinking back when you used to have long hair. Now it's all coming out from sickness. How come you can never find a witness? Hotel old man boasts of his bigness. Don't even flinch, you're numb to the inches. Oily fingers take your fluids, put one in your mouth and you choke and he smells like citrus. Hands round your throat, mouth open for the mixtures. He says he's gonna take pictures. You say no, he says he don't like bitches. Just spills and drills and lynches. Pinches your cheeks to face his eyes, they looked into dark, pinned down so hard. It's you're beautiful, I let you down. You turn around and turn around. I hope that you can hear me now. You were lost, the one you found. You're beautiful, I let you down. You turn around and turn around. I hope that you can hear me now. You were lost, I found your last stolen address. The scumbags wouldn't say where you went. Then I saw your torn dirty dress, lying there on a stained mattress. So I knew that you'd been, at least I was close to your scene. I'd only seen you in my dreams and I'd been bereft. Now I don't know what I'd say, whether to hold back or caress. You must hate being touched, I'll do whatever is best. I know it's a mess, got so much love and I never felt less. I only felt more, I never forgot sense so fresh. You're beautiful, I let you down. You turn around and turn around. I hope that you can hear me now. You were lost, the one you found. You're beautiful, I let you down. You turn around and turn around. I hope that you can hear me now. You were lost, the one you found. Searching with the rain pouring. I saw your phone distorting down at Anyway, and I ran with my heart all in. I'm sure I heard you calling, stopped walking and ran, just fearing what I might do. Who might be coming for you, but I couldn't miss this chance to lose. Was so hard trying to keep track of your moves. In the street lights, flicker lights, strobes, you flew. Left, right, left down roads, and soon saw your face in the light of the moon. City fumes far from the place that you started. Turned round and faced me down, tired of carnage. Buses chasing you, heartless and marking. I stood unarmored, hoping, just open. You're beautiful, I let you down. You turn around, turn around. I hope that you can hear me now. You were lost, the one you found. You're beautiful, I let you down. You turn around, turn around. I hope that you can hear me now. You were lost, the one you found. You
prefer to say the truth. I read a nightmare, I know you don't care, and it makes me so confused. It told me what side you want to fight, 'cause the person explodes out of sight and down. Look at around you, it's my advice. Before you cry, can you help someone? I swallow you smile, like the ring to die. The oceans are rising when you don't have a boat. Look at around you, it's my advice. I'm just a hit side bird, falling out the sky. Hit by a gun, I stop purifying. Free bird, so long ago, so long ago. Free bird, free light, free bird, free light, free bird, free light, free light. Have fun, humans, and then sent in the trance. Soon there will be nothing but fun. Have fun, humans, and then sent in the trance. Soon there will be nothing but fun.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could save the world and all, simply by collecting up tin cans and empty bottles? We all want to believe it's true, but it don't matter what you do, so long as we continue to burn our way through fossils. Now it should come as no surprise to hear about the ocean's rise. Polar caps are melting with every year that the planet warms. Now people have to understand, we're gonna feel it far inland. It's gonna shift the seasons and supercharge the storms. The king tide is a-coming, the king tide is a-coming, the king tide is a-coming, bringing flooding on a sunny day. The king tide is a-coming, can't you hear the meltwaters running? The king tide is a-coming, gonna wash everything away. And you know, the oceans, they connect us all. No one can just build a wall. We have to work together. We can't do this on our own. To think that you can stand aside, nothing more than foolish pride, 'cause everyone's a libertarian till the brown water floods their home. Now you may live on higher ground, feeling like you're safe and sound, thinking as you look around, this is your lucky day. But everyone beneath the sky soon be looking for somewhere high and dry. Nothing you can ever do will keep them all at bay, because the king tide is a-coming, the king tide is a-coming, the king tide is a-coming, bringing flooding on a sunny day. The king tide is a-coming, can't you hear the meltwaters running? The king tides are coming, gonna wash everything away. The king tides are coming and we have to act today.
You know, we're making music about climate change or oppression or you know, a statement about war, but we kind of have this sense that you're not really having any direct effect on anything, and it's slightly futile. So we're always asking, what can we do? Will anyone ever take us seriously? You know, it's great that a reviewer might have noticed a lyric or a point, or the fact that at a gig we've worked with a particular group of identities to try and promote a new idea or sort of draw attention to an issue. But we always feel that it's the people like yourself that are actually affecting change systemically, getting right into the heart of it, are the people we look up to. And you're right, you know, there is an enormous platform which mostly goes untapped. At the same time, it's a quite strange balance, because if you talk to your fans, the people at the gigs, or listen or read the comments on social media particularly, we're continually bombarded with just shut up and make some music, shut up and make some music. And for years, I found that frustrating, and I thought, well, I'm a citizen. We all need to talk about this. And you always fall back to that really great sort of placard. There's no music on a dead planet. You know, you can draw from these brilliant placards you see at the demonstrations, but there's always that narrative in the background. You guys just shut up and do what you're here to do, which is entertain us. And I do get it sometimes. I do get that people came to us because they found something, maybe it provoked something emotional. You know, we're obviously quite well known for doing quite melancholy stuff, and I think personally this EP we've done with you, Christiana, as a lead vocalist on it, is one of the most positive things we've done in years. You know, and even though it's dealing with some serious issues, there's great lyrics, great delivery, and some people are going, "That's amazing! It was transformative," and other people are just like, "I just want some music," and it's impossible to ever get it right for everybody. But what was really important here was recognising that we just wanted to be the messengers at this point. You know, we didn't want to deliver. We could be the delivery mechanism in which people with much deeper thoughts on this could actually send the messages out and transmit. Because it's a platform that if you didn't try to utilise in a way that made any sort of, it could affect change, it would just seem like a colossal waste of time.
Before the COVID-19 crisis crashed into our world, governments were already facing the convergence of the climate crisis, the inequality crisis, and the oil price crisis. Now, the fourth, the global health crisis, has not only converged on us as well, but has accelerated the impacts of the previous crises, deepening economic disorder and accentuating social suffering. In emerging from this, everyone can play their part, individually and collectively. The future we choose should be one of resilience, starting with aligning the food system to the 4 principles set out by the FAO: availability, access, utilization, and stability. Energy is another sector that must be transformed. Well before COVID-19, fossil fuels were already showing signs of irreversible decline. They will recover somewhat from the historically low prices, but they will not recover their previous place as the engine of growth and development. We now know that their use is polluting our lungs and loading our atmosphere, both at life-threatening levels. Financing the transition to a clean, healthy economy requires that businesses, investors, and citizens each play their part alongside governments. Governments can be excellent first movers, and their development finance institutions often are. There has never been a more critical role for them than now. The social fabric of our world, the health of democracies, and the well-being of people can either be destroyed or made stronger by a crisis such as the one we're living. We need to choose this crisis as the moment to anchor ourselves back into the reason humans live in collectives. We are stronger and more resilient together. We will need this solidarity to face what's ahead, rise to the crises, and thrive beyond them. It's a unique privilege that our generation can forge a healthy, bustling future through our actions today. The future we choose is in the hands of each of us, alive right now.
Contact calling, higher states of innovation closely made for deeper missions in our hearts. Connecting the dots, decisions made for love to bond too deep in the faith, for recognition never to fade, never to fade. Spending time to reach out, crossing times that's left behind will be denied. Reaching out to feel life, reaching out to cross all the time we all will find. Calling contact, coming in and down, skin on skin, root to the ground. Calling contact, coming in and down, skin on skin, root to the ground. Contact calling, hyperspace to innovation, tracing out vital dimensions, parallel worlds, and opening minds. Span away in a second, the stars aligning now, connecting body and soul, to touch to feel, to touch to thrive. Spending time to reach out, crossing times that's left behind will be denied. Reaching out to feel life, reaching out to cross all the time we all will find. Calling contact, coming in and down, skin on skin, root to the ground. Calling contact, coming in and down, skin on skin, root to the ground. Felt you from before I knew you. Through the wall I sensed you coming. I knew even before you were calling. In this sense of full distraction, building up the interaction, I see we're all seeds of creation. Calling contact, coming in and down, skin on skin, root to the ground. Calling contact, coming in and down, skin on skin, root to the ground. Oh, calling contact, coming in and down, skin on skin, root to the ground. Calling contact, coming in and down, skin on skin, root to the ground. Calling contact.
I think that art has an enormous role to play during a climate crisis. I think often it's the role of art and artists and musicians to try and create embodied experiences or things that can transcend mere regurgitation of facts and figures and connect people on a spiritual and emotional, physical and intellectual level to the reality of what's actually happening. I think people can often just be overwhelmed into a kind of state of apathy. And art and music, I think, can help snap people out of that state. Although I think art's not just there to help communicate the science or reflect other ideas. I think it is also fully capable of making meaningful and valid statements about the nature of reality itself. Like science, it's a method of communication and investigation and inquiry. I think there's also many places in which arts and sciences can collaborate and overlap. So I think arts and artists and musicians have a role not only to help communicate some of the issues that we're all facing, but also to do something about them in a practical and constructive way. This song's actually written by Benjamin Britten, but I decided to make a version of it. It just felt like a good way of shining a light on one of the aspects of this mass extinction which we're currently living through, and to attempt to try and make something that could engage people with this crisis, but without triggering some of the apathy and kind of shutdown mechanisms that happens often if people get lectured to or just overwhelmed by facts and figures.
What do you do?
In April I open my bell, in May I sing night and day, in June I change my tune, in July far off I fly, in August away I must.
What do you do?
In April I open my bell, in May I sing night and day, in June I change my tune, in July far off I fly, in August away I must.
What do you do?
In April I open my bell, in May I sing night and day, in June I change my tune, in July far off I fly, in August away I must.
Mary was my mother's mother, and my sister too. There's rain in the river, and there's a river running through to the sea around these islands, crying tears of sorrow and pain. There's rain in the river, and there's a river in my veins. Mary, young as we may be, you know, the blood in you and me is as old as blood can be, is as old as blood can be. as old as blood can be. Living lines of memory drew the markings on my hand. Ancient lines of living love awaken in this land, saying I am in the city, in the forest and the field. I am in the bounty, come on, know me as I yield. I am in the falcon, in the otter and the stoat. I am in the turtle dove with nowhere left to go. And in the moment of blind madness, when he's pushing her away, I am in the lover, and in the ear who hears her say, can we begin again? Oh baby, it's me again. I know you are so different to me, but I love you just the same. 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 Grandma Mary Ethel Ruddock, 1912 to 72. Though we never met in flesh, now I remember you. Were warm and you were gentle, you were modest, you were kind. A mother, wife and grand, you were a woman of your time. But do we know your life in color? Do we celebrate your flame? Remembering your offering with a candle in your name. Mary, young as we may be, you know the blood in you and me is as old as blood can be, is as old as blood can be, as old as blood can be. And she says, I am in the living, I am in the dying too. I am in the stillness, can you see me as I move? I am in the hawthorn, in the apple and the beech. I am in the mayhem and the medicine of speech. And in the moment of blind madness, when he's pushing her away, I am in the lover and in the ear who hears her say, can we begin again? Oh baby, it's me again. I know you are so different to me, but I love you just the same. I love you just the same. I love you just the same. Nahi, nahi, nahi. I am in the living, I am in the dying too. I am in the stillness, can you see me as I move? And in the moment of blind madness, when he's pushing her away, I am in the lover and in the ear who hears her say, oh baby, it's me again. Can we begin again? I know you are so different to me, but I love you just the same.
Sukabe mo be ngare ye, what tekina falon ilam tofu ne adangurda me cellal balli soleki suki wadi buri nafore men yu gawen de sukabe ma be ngarejen goto men fu yu awleki Baaba Mal bayal Baaba Mal bayal ngari lumbol sino ma bena jewto e ngurbe rodo benda nyama sino ma bena jewto e ngurbe dodo koyi da nyama Malik Umar bayal Manu Siley Umar bayal Bubakar Umar bayal Pullo tan pullo jatane pullo Salam alema so pullo jere li malungol nabe koyi dani Sukabe maube ngarenjen goto men fu yo awleke
It's been really strange to me how I feel like the more we have forgotten what music can offer us, the less, we have gotten out of music. And I feel like music lately I'm missing that passion and that anger, a directed anger, not blinded anger that does no one any good, but the really clearly directed anger towards the wish to change something that is not good enough where we are today. And I feel like maybe the young kids haven't really learned it yet, and that's why we are so free to really express anger, and it's the perfect age also to express anger towards something that's unfair. And global warming is unfair, especially to us and our children, to all of us, so it's such an unfair thing because we were just thrown into this world, a dying world, and now we are facing this incredibly important change that we can either be, all of us can be the generations that killed the planet, or we can be the generation that actually fixed it and saved it for our future children. And forever we will be a generations like all of us that saved the planet. And I would love to have that on our shoulders, wouldn't you too?
Just like the seed, I don't know where to go. Through dirt and shadow I grow. I'm reaching light through the struggle. Just like the seed, I'm chasing the wonder. I unravel myself in slow when the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poison, you cannot eat manana. Suffocate me so my tears can be rain. I will water the ground where I stand so the flowers can grow back again. 'Cause just like the
manana. Oh, you cannot eat manana. Oh, you cannot eat manana. When the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poison, you cannot eat manana. Feed me sunlight, feed me air. Feed me truth and feed me prayer. Feed me sunlight, feed me air. Feed me truth and feed me prayers.
Standing by the sea, waiting for the ending, but on the horizon there's a new world beginning. Put this shout to your ear and listen to the rhythm, singing songs of the sea. It's not an illusion. We are young, we are afraid, but we are free. Cool the ashes in the sand beneath your feet. The sea is our constant, the secrets it holds. Dip your feet in the water, let it take control. We are young, we are afraid, but we are free. Cool the ashes in the sand beneath your feet. If we could breathe underwater, if we could hold one another, what would we do? What would we do? We could do anything. If we could run on the seabed, if we could let go of all regret, what would we do? What would we do? We could do anything. So take me down, 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 deeper into the sea. Oh, patriots pledge allegiance to our genocide, its generation. Yesterday 200,000 died, so I pray for revolution, for quicker retribution. Hotel where stocks don't sell. It's a nation where believers claim that they're pro-life while kids in cages lie estranged from others sterilized, but they'll tell you welcome Sunday like a jacket never away. Since you choose, who do you pray to? We at the mark where it's getting harder to outrun history. No, we made you all you claim to be. Born for peace, leave thousands on the street. Cast the ones who dare protest the horrors of the people's nest. So yes, I think right is better than denying. You're a knee upon my leg. If hate is what's required, I don't want to be a patriot. Civic sailing, a sinking ship by becoming rogue, but tomorrow they're for silent. Make a savior of the white man still pass me. Hope is the last thing I feel. Somehow they're jelly and protesting their democracy. Behind the notion of supremacy, but they say they love their nation, though they arm their polling stations to stop the count. Truth is a bitch to mount. We're at the part. Love will take us further. Stolen line and slipped on streets. Wicked is the cash machine. Be liberated from the prison state. Since they've opened their minds to live is to be radicalized. So yes, I think a riot is better than denying. The knees upon our legs. If hate is what's required, I don't want to be a patriot.
As our friends at Music Declares Emergency say, there'll be no music on a dead planet anyway. I mean, all too often, especially in popular culture, it's commercial successes and profits which are driving artists' narratives. And, you know, there is definitely a benefit to the escapism that music allows. And I think we all need that, you know, and we've probably all had positive experiences from it. But right now, this is the most serious issue we've ever faced. And the next generation are going to be most affected. So as artists, we're naturally role models and need to acknowledge the responsibility and use the influence that we've got conscientiously.
Yeah, definitely. If you have influence over other people, then you really need to be conscious of it. But regardless of what you do, I think there's an individual responsibility that we all need to get this message in our heads. The first steps to realize how just out of sync with nature we've become in our society as it's progressed with technology, and that we're so detached from the basics, like where we get our food from. And we need to just take steps to reconnect with these as much as we can. And if we as artists and then the writers and hopefully the leaders do that too, then they will naturally impact those around them and those who listen to them. So yeah, I feel that we as artists need to learn and enact change ourselves first and then go from there.
Yeah, man. Like, we've created a couple of projects now using our music kind of as a call to fans, and look, we're rapping and raising awareness on subjects that are obviously negative, but we're counteracting this by offering some solutions and giving fans the opportunity to step up and take some action, which, is key, I think, to actually do something about it. Like the track we're playing today, Too Many T's, Not Enough Bees, we managed to raise enough money to build new hives for 60,000 new bees. And we're in the middle of a campaign right now called Too Many Trees, where we're currently raising money to plant oak trees here in the UK. And we're going to go and plant a forest with our fans. Actually, on the day, they're going to come with us and plant the trees themselves. So we're not only building community and getting that positive energy going, but hopefully doing some good for the planet along the way.
Leave those little bees alone. We need them, get the crops and the plants full grown. Yeah, leave the habitat to be. Cause if we save the bees, we save the world, and that's buzzing, buzzing.
People see bees as scary little creatures, armed with a sting that'll make you scream Jesus. And if you're allergic, then make you see Jesus or AURORA. There's nothing that depends on your thesis. But anyway, the bees don't ever want to hurt you. These fuzzy little fellas are just in it for the virtue, serving the hive, feeding their little dudes. All stick together way much better than we ever do. And what do humans do? Nick all their food. Yeah, that honey, that sweet, sweet ooh. I love it on my porridge, that sweet, sweet goo. I can't believe it's made from a little bee's puke. Yeah, some bees get some pollen, buzz it back home, pukes it to another one, he sticks in an enzyme. It's called invertase, switches it to glucose and fructose for the dinner plate. That typical wicked shape of honeycomb, where the wax forms to store newborns and honey so their colony will grow. Numbers explode, not die like they have been. It's mad, we know, cause no matter what you eat, you best believe we need bees.
We need bees, believe. Without bees, we'd be without a lot of food we eat. Bees pollinate a third of our food supply. Simply put, they keep plants and crops alive that depend on pollination. So it's a big problem for us humans if we remove the bee population. And not just for the plants we eat. Livestock eat wild plants pollinated by bees, and we eat that meat. So it ain't just vegetarians, it's gonna affect us all, and that's pretty scary. 70 of the top 100 human food crops are pollinated by the bees in those crops. And those crops feed 90% of the world. So just imagine what would happen if they stopped to grow. It's probable that we wouldn't last long. Experts are saying 4 years, I don't wanna see if they're wrong. So stop killing the buzzing badass busybodies. Don't make the taxonomic error looking at the body. Don't confuse a bee with a wasp like me. Bees are my manner while wasps are angry. Wasps are smooth and shiny while bees get hairy. Bees focus on the flowers whilst wasps want the sweets. Bees do good things, let's see a revival. They're critical pollinators and vital to survival.
If they make all our food grow for free, then why are bees dying? I hear you scream. There's a whole hive of reasons, it's quite complex, but here's the top 3 that make bees real dead. You guessed it right, it's those pesticides. Bayer own spray sold in bulk supply. Specifically, a neonicotinoids that do more than just get insects annoyed. Yeah, they short circuit memories, brain damage bees. Navigation's damaged too, they panic and they flee. With neurons all fried, they buzz out of time and don't make honey no more and soon die. And next up, it's the habitat or the loss of it. Yeah, there's a big attack on it. Fields and fields of corn, maize and soy, where the flowers that were there before now destroyed. And the bees need pollen from all types of plants, not just sugary corn. The AIDS colony collapse, yeah. Monoculture farming has a huge impact as the bees don't get what they need to fight back against mites, pathogens, diseases, bad. And don't start on climate change, that's a whole other rap.
So what can you do? Firstly, just be aware of how important bees are to me and you. And now you're aware, no, you're not on your own. There's a hell of a lot of people together around the globe. There's conservation projects and prevention schemes like Friends of the Earth, there were Friends on the Earth for the bees. There's campaigns with solid plans, 5 million aside, a neonicotinoid ban. Maybe you want to support, now it's got in your mind. We'll get involved now and sponsor a hive. But whatever you do, yo, do it today. Save the bees, please, there's nothing left to say. But leave those little bees alone. We need them, get the crops groups and the plants full grown. Yeah, leave the habitat to be. Cause if we save the bees, we save the world, and that's buzzing, buzzing.
It's all still the same. Everything's untouched, but forever changed. Oh, we're all still the same. Everything's untouched, but forever changed. All the colors we painted yesterday, they look so different now. And all those harmonies we sang yesterday all sound so different somehow. Though they're all still the same. Everything's untouched, but forever changed. Everywhere on earth, every single soul, everyone there is all together now. And everyone alone, all together on the precipice. All that mattered then, all that matters now, all that matters after the world shuts down. All of it dissolved all together in the chrysalis. Together in the chrysalis. Nothing changes until one day it does. Then there's no going back. Our best selves and our worst selves live in that moment there, sparring over who draws the new maps. And though their lines may look the same, everything depends on who wins that game. Everywhere on earth, every single soul, everyone there is all together now. And everyone alone, all together on the precipice. All that mattered then, all that matters now, all that matters after the world shuts down. All of it dissolved all together in the chrysalis. Together in the chrysalis. Now the impossible's happening, a million knots that we were told can't be untied, would always hold on unraveling. And even while heavens fall, the fog's still wrapped around us all. And when it's snuffed out every last star, we'll see just who we are. Just who we are. All together now, all together now, all together alone in the chrysalis. We're all together now, all together now, all together alone in the chrysalis. We're all together now, all together now, all together alone in the chrysalis. All together now, all together now, all together alone in the chrysalis. We're all together now, all together now, all together alone in the chrysalis. All together now, all together now, all together alone in the chrysalis. We're all together now, all together now, all together alone in the chrysalis. All together now, we're all together alone.
No, no.
time's trying, it's tiring, and my cylinder stop firing. If I keep moving and keep on going, I'll make it. Just wait and see. Somehow I'll do it. I promise that we'll get through this. Somehow we'll get there. I promise that we'll get through this. Ain't no relaxing, my baby's asking just what the future will be. When will things get better? Will things get better? I told her, baby, believe. Things keep stressing me incessantly and trying to take what's left of me. But any problems I know will solve them, so baby, rest easy. We'll get through it. I promise that we'll get through this. Babe, don't worry. I promise that we'll get through this. I know that we'll be just fine in time. Baby, I promise. I know we got this. So keep your chin up, don't give up. Our sunshine will show up someday.
I think everybody's very aware when they're being preached to in a song. And so I think it really needs to be like, let me use an example. Burn the House Down, our song. We couldn't write a song saying, here's what's wrong with the world. It needed to be a personal thing. Here's how I'm affected. And it ended up being a song about writing a political song. Like, if I write this political song, will they allow me to sing it on Ellen or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
You know, there are those people in the world that are those tenacious, will lead the pack, those kind of people. But there are a lot of people that are very unsure and don't really know. And to try to appeal to those people is very smart, because you can scroll through your Twitter feed all day and see, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. But a lot of people aren't super educated. Like me, for instance, I don't know 100% of the answers. I don't know 100% what to do. But if you can relate and try to make people feel it on that level of a little bit of insecurity and unsureness, maybe they'll start to actually listen and do their own research and say, okay, this is actually really important to me. So it's really just about connecting to the fans who have the exact same mindset as you. So like Ryan said, you have to be subtle about it and not preach.
It's funny, a lot of my work in the sustainability space came from this idea, seeing how you get fans involved and excited about something, because so much of the climate movement has been about this fear of the future and this kind of doom and gloom approach. But when I look at the music industry, where I spend so much of my time, it's all about excitement. And how do you build excitement one person at a time to get them involved? And so a lot of the work that I've done is taking things that we learned from the music industry and applying them to activism, specifically around climate. You know, you get somebody excited and then they follow you on Twitter, or they stream a song and then they buy an album, they buy a ticket to a show, they follow you around the world. It's that ladder of getting people engaged in something. And a lot of my work is how do we take that and apply that to things like climate.
This is Burn the House Down.
Used to keep it cool, used to be a fool, all about the bouncing my step. Watch it on the news, what you gonna do? I could eat refresh and forget. Used to keep it cool. Yeah. Should I keep it light, stay out of the fight? No one's gonna listen to me. If I write a song, preaching what is wrong, will they let me sing on TV? Should I keep it light? Is that right? Yeah. We gon' burn the whole house down. Yeah, used to let it go. Walk into the show, gawking at the chicks on your sleeve. Too good to be truthful, I'm in a room full of entertainers and thieves. Used to let it go. Whoa, oh, no. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Way up we go. Been up and down that road. Way up, oh no. We gon' burn the whole house down. Watch me standing in line. You're only serving lies. You got something to hide. We gon' burn the whole house down. Yeah. We gon' burn the whole house down. Should I hang my head low? Should I bite my tongue? Or should I march with every stranger from Twitter to get it done? Used to hang my head low, now I hear it loud. Every stranger from Twitter is gonna burn this down. Way up we go. Been up and down that road. Way up, oh no. We gon' burn the whole house down. Watch me standing in line. You're only serving lies. You got something to hide. We gon' burn the whole house down.